scholarship to come to Morocco. I didn't hesitate. I accepted and given veterinary medicine. It was
Good day, awesome family. Welcome to yet another video. And today we are fortunate to have a great personality who will be learning from. He is a young man who left Ghana and came to Morocco with a dream of becoming a doctor. After spending several years here in Morocco, he finally became a veterinary doctor. Guess what? How did this journey come about? We'll be asking him to take us through how this journey came about. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe, share and like and be part of this awesome family. Dr. Ativigo Majid, welcome and thank you for accepting to speak with us.
Thank you for inviting me to share my story with you. I am Abdul Majid Atubiga. I come from Binduri in the Upper East region of Ghana. I attended Navrongo Senior High School, popularly known as Navasco, one of the best schools in the northern part of Ghana. I came to Morocco in 2019. Currently, I'm a veterinary doctor.
That's good. As you can hear, he's a veterinary doctor now. Doc, how was life in Ghana before you came to Morocco?
Life in Ghana before I came to Morocco, as a young Ghanaian, full of ambitions, looking for opportunities to grow. Life was normal. I was living with my family at our village. Of course, I was going to school. Also, I used to help my father at the farm. My father is a proud farmer.
Oh.
Yeah, so I used to help him at the garden before I came here. Life was pretty good.
Doc, there are a lot of universities and countries outside there. I don't know what happened, they decided to choose Morocco.
My choice for choosing Morocco or to study in Morocco was because, first, coming to Morocco, you have the possibility of learning a new language, and that opens your network in the first place. So I chose Morocco because I had researched about Morocco. It's a good country, peaceful, and a rich cultured country. It was also part of the reasons why I chose Morocco.
What was the reaction from your parents and friends when you first told them you had a scholarship to Morocco?
Basically, my parents, when they heard about this, initially they were kind of afraid because they have heard of stories whereby people are being sent abroad through scamming. For them, they didn't know much about it. Then they were assured that it is a scholarship program that is covered by the government, so there is nothing dangerous or harmful about it, so they shouldn't worry. Truly, when I got here, my experience was good, everything was going on well. I assured them that I was in safe hands. They were happy, and they are still happy for me.
What was your first impression when you arrived here in Morocco?
When I arrived in Morocco, I think my first expression was when I left the airport. I came out, the sun was there. It was very cold. I was like, are there air conditions? Because there was sunlight. The weather was very cold, which is totally different from what we experienced back in Ghana. In Ghana, we have only two seasons, rainy season and dry season. We barely have cold, even during the daytime. Sometimes early in the morning and late in the night. Afternoon time, no. For me, I was shocked. I was for the weather. When it comes to the people, they were speaking Arabic and French. I couldn't speak Arabic, no French. It was something that I was also surprised of. With time, I got used to the weather and the language too. I learned with the people. Most of them are nice. Yeah, everything became normal.
Doc, since you spent several years in Morocco studying veterinary medicine, which we all know it's not easy to study veterinary medicine, was there a moment that you felt like going back to Ghana?
Actually, veterinary medicine is a bit complicated. It's difficult. There were moments when I felt like, why did I choose to study here? I never thought of going back. I never thought of abandoning. I once questioned myself, why? Because I felt like I had lost my intelligence. Because, like, I don't know whether it was because of the language difference. Things were tough at sometimes. It also taught me how to endure hardship and to adapt to situations. Yeah, I try to change my tactics and techniques. Everything went on with it. In general, veterinary medicine is interesting. It's difficult, but very, very interesting.
So somebody watching outside there, you just told us veterinary medicine is interesting. How will you convince such a person to study veterinary medicine, either in Morocco or somewhere else?
What is veterinary medicine? Basically, when we talk of veterinary medicine, people start to think of injecting cats and dogs or just treating animals. Veterinary medicine as a whole, it comprises more than just being in contact with animals. Let me explain. If you study veterinary medicine, you become a veterinary doctor. As a veterinary doctor, you have the possibility of having your own cabinet or veterinary clinic. That is one aspect. That is where you treat animals. As a veterinary doctor, you can also be part of the state veterinary officers. That is those who do inspection at the warehouses, the slaughterhouses, all the meat you eat, and any product that is from animal's origin. Veterinary inspect this to make sure those products are not contaminated by diseases. As a vet, you can integrate yourself into the research industry or institute to become a researcher. You can also further your studies to be a professor at the university. It doesn't stop there. You can also become a doctor at the zoo to be treating and managing the wildlife. That doesn't end there. Now we have international organizations that deals with either animal life and the environment. As a vet, you can also integrate in those international organizations such as the World Health Organization, the Food and Agriculture Organization too. As a veterinary doctor, you have a lot of aspects that you can dive into. You out there, if you are doubting what you can do as a veterinary doctor, don't be worried, just become one.
Growing up, do you have that dream of becoming a veterinary doctor, or you had a different dream altogether?
Honestly speaking,
Why?
even coming to Morocco, my dream wasn't to study veterinary medicine. I wanted to study human medicine. So I applied for human medicine. They didn't give me human medicine. I was given this school because I had agricultural background. I studied agricultural science in high school. After WASI, I registered in UPDEC to become a complete science student. So I applied with my 2 certificates. Because I had agricultural background, they gave me this school. So when I wasn't given human medicine, I was given this school. Okay, then I'll do animals medicine. That is how come I am finally a veterinary doctor.
Wow. Doc, after spending several years in Morocco, what's one thing that you don't like about this country?
This is a bit difficult, but then, you can't generalize things. There are some things that are individual. There are some things that at least you'll find it in every country, no matter where you go. Even my own country, there's a place you like, or there's something you like about it, or there is something you also hate about it, just as any other country. So in Morocco, basically, things so far so good. I'm enjoying the environment. Yeah, for the people, I've developed good relationship with most of them. People talk of racism and other stuff. Sometimes you just have to understand certain things. Don't neglect the good aspect and talk of the few bad things.
That's it.
Look at the good aspects and continue. Yeah.
So, Doc, in your earlier submission, we were talking of the language barriers and other stuff. How easy do you find learning this language?
So basically, initially, it was really difficult. It was really difficult learning the French. Then, after the 6 months formation, I improved in my language capabilities. Still, it was still difficult because 6 months wasn't enough. My first year in ERV, I was, let's say, privileged to live in the community of Francophones. So I was obliged to speak French every day. So interacting with them every day, meeting them all the time, whether in the restaurant, in the washroom, do exchange. With that, it helped me improve my language and also in class. So that is how I was able to overcome the language barrier.
Right. Doc, after several years here in Morocco, facing financial struggles or language barriers, studying in French and all that, how will you take the veterinary medicine as how were you able to overcome it?
When you know what you are looking for, no matter how difficult it is, you always find a way. When I got to my school, my aim was to get veterinary medicine. I was Anglophone. My French was very bad. I needed to get good position, ranking before I can get to do this course. What I had to do was to study. Initially, it was really difficult. Sometimes I have to download some of the PDFs into Google Translate to have a general understanding of the subject before I try reading it in French. And it also helped because when you try to have a general perspective of the topic or the subject, then you already know what it's talking about. Then your small French that you have, at least you understand something. Google Translator helped me in my first year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doc, studies aside, I learned you became the vice president of Ghanaian Students Association here in Morocco. How do you combine that leadership role with studies here in Morocco?
Basically, even before becoming the vice president of GASAM, I was the president of the Council of Delegates of the Foreign Students Association in my school.
Wow.
So when I handed over, I came in for GASAM. So basically, having a leadership roles comes with responsibilities. In addition, you are a student, you have your studies, classes, exam, and all that. For GASAM post, I think I chose it at the moment. I felt I will have the time to do both because my first year I didn't try, second year I didn't try because those moments, they were very critical for me. It was time for me to really concentrate and give all my best to my studies. In my seat here, I realized that I didn't have any exam to write. It was only my thesis and some internship. I realized leadership positions are good. You get to serve your people. You also learn from it. So that is how come I went for the vice president in my final year because I realized that was the moment I could combine my leadership roles and my studies.
That's nice. Doc, now that you are done with studies, now you are a doctor in veterinary medicine. What's the next step in life for you?
What is the next step in life for
Yes.
me? That's very interesting. Me, I'm very ambitious in life. My learning doesn't stop until I die. Now I'm a doctor. That is just the beginning. As a veterinary doctor, having a DVM is just the beginning of the career. I'm looking forward to gaining more experience, either through internship or work. But then there are other options too that I'm also exploring. That is to continue study, either pursue masters or PhD or doctorate.
Okay.
But for now, I'm just around. I'm very open to everything. Everything is good.
Oh.
As a veterinary doctor, you have a lot of options. I'm still examining them to see which one will suit me the most.
Doc, this question might be personal. I don't know what you would like to share with us. Right now you are done. Would you like to go back to Ghana, or you would like to explore different options in different countries, or will you be staying here in Morocco?
I come from Ghana. Ghana is my country, my motherland, where my parents stay, my friends, and my culture. Ghana is definitely the final destination. Then I will go home now. I have registered to do additional internship to gain more experience. No, I came to learn, to go back and help. So if I should go now without much experience, what am I going to give to the society? So with that, I decided to register for extra internship to gain more experience in my field of study, so that when I go home, I have a lot to deliver and to share with my people.
Doc, somebody watching out there might want to ask, how were you able to get this scholarship? If you encourage someone that is watching to come for this scholarship, will you encourage the person to come, or with your experience, you will ask the person not to come?
how was I able to get this scholarship?
Yeah.
I think the scholarship authority currently, they publish this opportunity every year in their website. Now we have social media like Facebook. Mostly they publish these opportunities. I think that's where I got it from. I applied. Fortunately for me, I was granted the opportunity. I meant to, if you have the opportunity, make sure you're ready to learn hard.
Doctor has just said something. Make sure you be ready to learn hard. Doc, is this something that you are hiding from us, or because this way you have used? I don't know. How was studies for you for this whole 6 years? Was it something easy or difficult?
Basically, I said you should be ready to learn hard. The reason is simple.
Simple.
We come from a country whereby all our education was in English.
Yes.
Now here it is in French. You have a language barrier, the problem of the concept. You have 2 obstacles on your way. So how to break this? You have to sit down and study.
Oh.
You have to spend extra time trying to read on your books to be able to make things easy.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I said if you think of joining me or coming here, then you should be ready to study hard.
Oh. Doc, finally, you're a busy man, so I won't like to spend much of your time. Finally, Doc, what will be your last words, or what do you want to share with us that I haven't asked you, so that you can let us know?
So what I would like to share to anyone
Okay.
thinking of coming to study here,
Okay.
or those who just came and they finished their French language and are going to the university. Education here generally, I should say, is difficult. You face difficulty. There are some points in time you might even question your intelligence as a student. It doesn't mean you cannot do it. When you start getting the marks that you didn't expect,
Okay.
I don't want to use the zeros. They do come sometimes.
Okay.
Don't let it stop your ambition. Let it be a sign of motivation. Change your method of studying. If you were spending less time to study, try to stop some of your extra activities and spend much time on your books. That's the only way. Changing or running from course to course wouldn't help. You have to sit down, study, ask friends. Don't hesitate to ask your friends. Maybe you didn't understand, but you understood. So approach him, ask him politely. I didn't understand what they taught in class. Can you explain to me? This helped me in my first year. I remember at one exam, he used to understand one subject called analysis.
Okay.
And we were doing group studies. He would explain to us, because we were all Anglophones, it was easy for us to understand.
Okay.
So don't be too arrogant. If you think someone understands something, go and ask the person. Don't lock yourself in the room, you alone, you don't understand, and you are sleeping, giving up. No, don't give up. It is possible.
Okay.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you. You watching outside there, if you had that chance to ask Doc a question, what would that question be? Leave it in the comment section. Doc will get back to you. Thank you for watching. Doc, thank you for accepting to talk to us. It has been educative. I know somebody watching out there will learn a lot from this video. Thank you. It's a pleasure for accepting to speak with us, Doc.
You are most highly welcome, my brother.
Thank you very much.